Hello, I'm Ed Van Gennep, President of the Museum of Natural Science and History. The world is 3.5 billion years old. Life has been evolving slowly over that long period of time, with modern humankind evolving about 50,000 years ago. If life evolved over such a long period of time, we should see evidence of that when we look for it. We should see evidence of gradual change. But what do we see when we actually look? Well, let's look at a couple examples from the world around us. The ancient bristlecone pine forest is located in the Inyo Mountains, mid-eastern California, at around the 10,000 foot level. Tree cores show that these trees are about 3,200 to 3,500 years old. The trees are very twisted, mangled, and look mostly dead, yet they are alive. They've grown very slowly over a very long period of time, at least relative to our lifespan. The oldest known tree is named the Methuselah tree. It is found in the Methuselah Grove. At 4,800 years, it is the oldest living organism on the planet Earth. Two things to point out here. First, it is amazing to envision that something could survive that long, considering all the natural disasters that happen around this planet. Earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, tornadoes, volcanoes, droughts. You would think this area of California would have been hit by something in the last 4,000 to 5,000 years that would have wiped out this forest. Second, the Bible talks about a global flood that wiped out all life on the earth, except for 8 people who went into an ark along with a bunch of animals. After the floodwaters went back into the earth, the animals and people came out of the ark, and plants started to grow again and repopulated the earth. So this life, these ancient bristlecone pine trees, seem to have started growing right around the time that the flood ended. And these trees are not unique. The oldest living coral in the world is located off the coast of Hawaii. That coral is about 4,300 years old. Again, an interesting age considering how the flood would have changed the whole surface of the earth, even that which is under the water. Coral cross-sections show rings, much like tree samples show rings. And in both cases, the rings are used to determine these dates. In both cases, their growth appears to have started around the time of the global flood. Why is there nothing older than the global flood? Many people say the global flood was not real, yet this is a very strange coincidence if it wasn't real. But does this prove that life on the earth didn't evolve? Does this prove that life is young, we didn't slowly change over billions of years? No, it doesn't. But it does show that something drastic happened with the global flood, which affected our ability to measure things, because the whole surface of the planet was changed so drastically. Is it just a coincidence that the oldest living things on Earth are about the age of a flood? This and many more examples provide pretty convincing circumstantial evidence that there was a global flood. I do not think this coincidence is really a random event. It makes more sense to believe there was a cause, a flood. The effect is the changed world that we see around us today. The effect is new life beginning after the flood, that there is no life older than the time of the flood. This evidence thus indirectly supports the theory that there was a global flood. The bristlecone pine forest and the coral reefs are just 2 examples. There are many, many more. One I'll mention is deserts. There appears to be no deserts on this planet older than about 4,000 years. Again, it looks like the flood changed the earth, and after the flood, the environment was set up to allow deserts to form. The Museum of Natural Science and History is building WOW! Nature's World of Wonders. This will be a science center, museum, dedicated to showing this kind of science, and a lot more science. Science you don't learn about in schools, you don't see in movies, the news media doesn't report. Why don't they do that? Because it doesn't fit the standard evolutionary model that life in this planet evolved over billions of years. This kind of science and much more shows that the earth is young, began again after this global flood. We are in the process of building the museum, the science center. We're just beginning. Will you help us? Will you help us to share this kind of science? By helping us, you're helping us to open the minds of visitors who come to the museum to see another side of science, to see another possibility other than evolution. They can see evidence for both cases, and then they can determine for themselves what they want to believe. But we can only do this with your help. Building such a museum is very expensive. To show this kind of science in a hands-on, fun, exciting way, so I need your help. Please donate today.